So, hello everyone. Today I am dealing with text, and transformation, digital humanities in the English classroom. So, my presentation today will examines how digital humanities can and must transform the way we teach introductory literature. So, academic information, table of contents, and research question. How does the integration of digital humanities practices such as text tagging, data modeling, and visualization transform the teaching and learning of literature in the English classroom? By bridging traditional close reading with the digital analysis, encouraging critical engagement, and preparing students with multi-literacies suited for the evolving academic and technological landscape. With the hypothesis, the use of digital humanities tools such as text tagging, annotation, and visualization redefines traditional reading practices by combining critical analysis with technological exploration. It helps students engage more deeply with text and fostering interpretive awareness and creativity. By merging theory and practice, digital humanities encourages a participatory classroom culture. This approach not only enhances literary understanding but also equips students with transferable digital competencies, and making literary study more relevant in the digital age. So here our goal is that not to debate tools, but to see digital humanities as a necessary methodological outlook, a shift in how we approach text. So, first of all, that what is digital humanities? So, it is often misunderstood as simply a computer, but Matthew Kirschenbaum provides the authoritative counterpart that it is a common methodological outlook, a set of intellectual habits and questions that happen to use digital tools. And Patrick Swenson clarifies this by calling digital humanities an intersectional space. It lives at the dynamic, often messy, and crossroad of the digital world and humanistic inquiry. So, crucially, this blurriness is an asset. It gives the field the flexibility it needs to move and grow across institutional boundaries, and the digital humanities has successfully evolved from its roots in a humanities computing. So, internal debates. What is digital humanities? So, Ellen Liu captures the field's identity crisis, noting that dialectics of inclusion and exclusion is a digital humanities a big tent or open to everyone or a specialized core. So, this leads to hack versus hack debate. So, do you need to code, which is hack, or is theorizing about technology enough, which is hack? So here we can take away this that these debates are sign of health and emergent field, vigorously defining its boundaries. We should view digital humanities as a continuum of expertise, welcoming both the specialized developer and the critically informed user. So the core tension, critic versus data. So this is the perceived crisis of a critic. So many critics view digital humanities as a threat to the criticality of literary studies. The debate is often oversimplified as a data versus literature. So, qualitative reading, which is close reading, the dominant method focusing on subjective, disciplined reading and nuance and ethics. And another is distant reading, quantitative. It relies on interpreting aspect of the text, that are easily quantified. The problem is the institutional silo. A successful digital humanities scholarship is still often seen as a exception. And then defense and synthesis, the complementary arguments. So as Martin Eve argues that we must reject the idea that the digital and the humanities are forever and fundamentally at odds. So the goal is not to replace close reading, but to do formal analysis in a different key. And digital methods should generate insight as well as or better than traditional methods. So the power of digital humanities is its scale. Quantification allows us to see patterns, trends in language, style, or genre that are impossible for a single human reader to notice. This micro view then generates entirely new verifiable questions for subsequent close reading. Then practical pedagogy, the from text to text model. So the pedagogical goal is to develop multi-literacies skills related to design, preservation, and communication. First with critical reading. So the tagging model, this uses accessible tools like Omeka to create a safe space to explore. And the core activity forces students to move from text to text. They must systematically encode or tag features like character dialogue, setting, description, or rhetorical devices. So, digital humanities as a professional and institutional necessity. So, in the age of AI, digital humanities methods are crucial. The skills in data modeling and tool critique are the same skills needed to ethically access contemporary LLMs. So Andrew Kopek calls the field the digital humanities in. So in a struggling academic job market, digital humanities skills are the currency that circulate in the alternative academic professional world. And finally, there is an institutional urgency. If we fail to interrogate digital humanities to accommodate the net generation, we risk a large scale failure of humanities studies as the world moves on. So, a new critical literacy. So, the digital humanities curriculum fosters a necessary fusion of a critical reading with a digital competency, and there is data versus data modeling. Students learn that interpretation is a series of structured, biased discussion where when preparing data for an algorithm. They learn then a tool critique. They learn to critique the technological apparatus, the software, the algorithm, and the visualization as vigorously as they critique the novel itself. Then they learn that an argument must be constructed and shared through visual and platform choices to reach different publics. And ultimately, these skills enable students to design their social features. And in last conclusion, so digital humanities methods do not replace traditional literary studies. They enrich and expand it. These approaches bring new structure and depth to interpretation, allowing students to engage with literature in more creative and analytical ways. Classroom practices like the from text to text model show how small project based activities can turn passive readers into active interpreters and creators of knowledge. By teaching multi literacies, English department prepare students not only for deeper critical thinking but also for the professional skills needed in today's digital world. To stay relevant in the 21st century, universities must build strong digital infrastructures that meet the learning needs of the new next generation and keep the humanities alive and evolving. So this is my learning outcome and references. Thank you. If anyone have question, please feel free to ask.
Srishti, my question is that can digital humanities skill help us to understand trends in social media or online context? Then how?
So I already mentioned that digital humanities teaches us to look patterns of lots of information, and we see that in social media that there are tags. So we can sometimes we click on that and we reach to another page, and also we analyze books there. So sometimes it leads to a good content of our exploration, but sometimes leads us to leads towards the misinformation. So we should aware about that things.
So my question is, how can digital humanities change the way we study literature?
So uh, if we want to one novel in a different perspectives, so usually do that. We go to ChatGPT or another AI tool, and we explore many perspective based on different uh, uh, which are given by different critics. And also if we need to make a presentation or anything else, we take help of AI and all that. So before this arrival of AI and chatbots, we depend on guide novels, Navneet, or that all books. But now, if we want to explore anything, then we use AI. So these we can see that digital humanities change the way we study literature. Thank you.